All right, so the Royal Rumble was on Sunday, Monday Night Raw last night. Pretty interesting show. I actually enjoyed the show. I like what they were doing, and I like with the direction they're going in. Even though there were some boring parts, I did like the show a lot. It was really a pretty good show. But I want to talk about some interesting WWE news coming up here. You're hearing it first here on World of Geekdom. Let's just call this the Tuesday Hot News Hotline, all right? Which is an old PW Insider name for stuff back in the day. So, Tuesday Hot News Hotline. Got some really interesting WWE news from behind the scenes that I think some of you guys will find interesting, including a new Hall of Famer, and which I'm probably going to title it about the Hall of Famer, and some new WWE arrivals. First of all, the Coachman, Jonathan Coachman, came in last night to WWE. That deal was finalized last week. He's going to be doing permanent commentary on Raw, except for 6 weeks out of the year when Booker will come replace him. So we'll see Booker on Raw again doing commentary, but only 6 weeks out of the year, unless some emergency happens, of course. Also, Booker's still going to host the pregame show. Also, Jeremy BORASH. That's right, TNA and WCW's Jeremy BORASH is finally broadcaster, ring announcer, commentator, interviewer. He is coming to WWE. Now, as of this video, I don't know if he is going to be working in front of the camera or behind the camera, because Jeremy BORASH is known to do both. And he's a very talented guy. He helped a lot of the Matt Hardy stuff he helped write, from what I understand, in TNA, the broken Matt Hardy. He's finally coming to WWE. And like I said, he's a talented dude. Also, now this is, speaking of TNA, this is a big one. This is a big one here. So, I found out, and you're hearing it first here on Geekdom 101, that in 2018, the WWE Hall of Fame. Now, we know that Goldberg and we know that the Dudley Boys are confirmed. The rumors, and this is just rumors, is Bam Bam Bigelow, Chyna, and possibly William Regal. But I was told Jeff Jarrett, the founder of TNA, the multiple-time TNA champion, Global Force Wrestling, Double J Jeff Jarrett, Slapnuts himself, is going to be inducted in the 2018 Hall of Fame. Now, why is this a big deal? Why is this a big deal? Well, because Jeff Jarrett in 1999 held Vince up for money. What happened was, and those of you who are longtime wrestling fans, you probably know this story, but there's some that don't know the story. So in 99, Jeff Jarrett was booked against Chyna in the Good Housekeeping match at No Mercy 99. And what happened was his contract actually expired the Saturday before. So what usually happens in WWE is you get your pay-per-view money months later. Like, you don't get paid your pay-per-view money until later on. Like Wrestlemania, for example. The guys don't make their Wrestlemania checks until the summertime, right? So that's usually how it works. Jeff Jarrett asked for $200,000. I think it was $250,000, one of those two. I don't remember the exact number. I apologize for that. The day of. So Vince was essentially forced to pay him money out of his own pocket, pretty much, way ahead of time. And then, of course, Jarrett would go to WCW, where Vince Russo was at. He had just jumped ship too, and he got a big push there under the Russo and Ferrara regime, and an even bigger push later on in 2000. So there was talk that he would never, ever come back to WWE. There was heat. In fact, in the last Monday Night Raw, which was a simulcast with Nitro, Vince McMahon went on camera and said he is double G, double O, double N, double E, gone. And a lot of people took that as, we're never going to see him in WWE again. Well, Jeff has fallen on hard times recently and has checked into the WWE rehab facilities, or at least they're helping him, with the rehab program. And the talk that I heard was that he is going into the 2018 Hall of Fame, and he deserves it. He really does. They're probably not going to acknowledge that he founded TNA, because I think that's still a big deal. Even though TNA didn't really accomplish too much, it's still a big deal that he gave a lot of wrestlers work. That's always a good thing. And he is a great wrestler. Jeff Jarrett is a great worker. So I think that he is deserving, even though there's some people in there who are probably not so deserving. I think he's one of the ones who is deserving. Now, WrestleMania. Why was Ronda Rousey on Raw last night? It would have made sense if Ronda was on Raw, because, there's a lot of hype right now behind Raw and WWE, because the announcement of her coming to the company is a big sports story, outside of wrestling. But she had to go shoot that movie. So she is going to be doing that. Now, I know a lot of people are like, well, wait a minute, what about WrestleMania? Is she wrestling Asuka? Is she wrestling Charlotte or Alexa Bliss? The answer is none. None of the above. I've talked about this on the channel before. The plan right now is for her to be involved in a mixed tag match. Triple H and Stephanie against Ronda and her partner. Now, originally the plan was what they want is The Rock, of course, playing off of the storyline they built up back in WrestleMania 31. But the talk now is that The Rock might not be able to wrestle, and thus he'll have a replacement, and his replacement will probably end up being Kurt Angle. Because remember, Kurt Angle versus Triple H was one of the originally planned matches for the show, and now they're kind of tweaking a little bit, so we might still see Kurt Angle wrestle. It'll be Kurt and Ronda against Triple H and Steph. Now, that one is not a guarantee. Don't sit there and say, oh, you were wrong, if it doesn't turn out to be that way, because this is still in negotiation right now. It's still being discussed, okay? So we don't know, if it's guaranteed, but the plan is to program Ronda with Steph. Now, another thing people have been asking about this whole thing is she really full-time? I don't have an answer yet. Because she's going to work. We don't know if she's going to do house shows, but Ronda will do some TVs and pay-per-views for WWE. This is not just a WrestleMania match and then she leaves again. She'll be doing some stuff. She has a contract, but I don't know how much stuff. They said full-time. Full-time can mean different things, though. It might just mean televisions and pay-per-views. It might mean TV, pay-per-view, and house shows. Could be a bunch of different things. John Cena. Still scheduled to wrestle The Undertaker at WrestleMania. I've had some people say, duh, he's wrestling Elias. He's working Elias only until after the Chamber. They're going to begin the Undertaker build-up after the Chamber. If you watched the match last night with Finn Balor, you'll notice there was a spot where Cena went to the outside and was like, oh, I just want to go to WrestleMania. And then he beats Finn Balor and gets in the Chamber. Well, he's going to beat Finn Balor, and he's going to get to the Chamber, but he's not going to win the Chamber. He's probably going to blow off the feud with Elias on the Raw after Chamber, and then we'll probably begin the Taker build-up right around that time, with the story being that Cena wants to go to Mania, and he will, against The Undertaker. So that's still the plan going forward. John Cena will not be wrestling Elias in the main event unless something drastic changes. That is not the plan as of right now. Also, people were asking what happened during the Royal Rumble. Why was Mojo Rawley the freaking opponent for Bobby Roode? What a letdown. Well, story coming out now is that it was supposed to be Adam Cole, and that Bobby Roode was supposed to wrestle Adam Cole and beat him, right in the middle of the ring, but they thought it was a bad idea to have Bobby Roode beat Adam Cole that night, so they put Mojo Rawley in there instead. So that's pretty much kind of the idea there, is that they don't want Adam Cole to lose on TV just yet, on WWE TV, so they put Mojo Rawley in there just to be kind of a job guy. I don't want to use that word, but that's the talk. The plan right now is still for Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar for the Universal title to headline WrestleMania. That is the plan. And there was talk also about Bobby Lashley coming in. As of right now, nothing. He's a free agent, but he may or may not come in. I can't tell you that right now, but that was talk that he might come in and work Lesnar later on in the year. That was rumored. There's no credibility to that yet. Maybe something will happen, but right now there's nothing to it. But because Roman is still planned to beat Lesnar, and as of right now, Lesnar is not re-signed. The negotiations to re-sign Lesnar will probably be done sometime in March, so look forward to getting information on that in a couple of months. Also, people were asking, what's up with Sasha Banks crying on Raw and all that? As far as I know, I didn't ask, I didn't look into it, but as far as I know, the plan is for her to go heel at some point. They kind of teased it in the Rumble. I mean, she kind of went heel in the Rumble match for a little while there, but she's not fully turned yet. I don't know if they're going to go with the Bayley-Sasha feud right away. That was the plan last year. The plan last year was that Bayley was supposed to win at WrestleMania and feud with Sasha in the summertime. And they were going to do Nia Jax feuding with Alexa Bliss at some point later on after that. And both those feuds were canceled and postponed to, I guess, this year. So the plan is still for Nia Jax to go against Alexa at WrestleMania for the Women's Raw title, but that could also change as well. But as far as Sasha goes, I really don't know. I don't have a timetable for you as far as when that's happening. So that's pretty much all I have for you today. I might make this like a regular Tuesday segment. I'm thinking about it. I don't know if I will, though. Depends on how this video does. Hey, that's what I have for you, and we'll see what happens in the future. Still a lot of unanswered questions about WrestleMania because The card is still being put together. Also, some folks were asking me whatever happened to WrestleMania 35 being announced in New York. I never said it was going to be announced in New York. I said it was going to be in New York, not announced at the New York show. And if I did say that, I apologize. That's not what I meant to say. We're going to have the announcement of WrestleMania in New York next year. We're going to have that announcement probably sometime in February or March. Usually it's around February or early March when we hear that, so look forward to that. But I've been told WrestleMania 35, New York, MetLife Stadium. Thank you. Hope you have a great day. I'll talk to y'all soon.